Every year, Summerfair Cincinnati holds an emerging artist exhibition. Junior and senior art majors submit their works, and this year, 20 artists were selected for the exhibition. I'm Betsy Ross, and with me is the winner of this year's virtual exhibition, Nytaya Babbitt from the Art Academy of Cincinnati. Nytaya, thank you so much for being with us, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Before we talk about your work and show a little bit of the work that you submitted, let's talk a little bit about how you got here. You're originally from Mississippi. What brought you to this area?
So it was because I transferred schools my freshman year. So I decided to come to Art Academy because I really loved the programs they had here. So I decided to go ahead and make the jump.
And what has that meant for your art? What has it inspired you more, or what has the change in schools meant for you?
The change in schools meant more independence for me as an artist. I was able to guide myself a lot more with the ideologies that I wanted to develop and, when I think about my work. I think when I was younger, I didn't really do a lot of political art because I thought I didn't want to be too serious of an artist. I didn't want to take myself too seriously. But coming to the Art Academy and realizing that doing, art that means something to me motivates me a lot more than doing art that doesn't. So I would say it has evolved from when I was younger.
And is this something that you always wanted to do when you were a kid? You knew that you were going to gravitate toward art?
Yes, at a very young age, I decided that I wanted to do art and I put all my time and energy into that.
I know in your statement, you mentioned something about you look at your subject or what you want to do and you say, how is this relevant? What does that mean to you, making your subject, your artwork relevant?
So when I think about what's happening today in terms of how Black people are viewed or how Black lives are viewed, I want people to look at my paintings and think, wow, this is pretty relevant, because in my paintings, alongside the paintings, there are also audio recordings of the women that I painted telling their own stories and narrating their own images. And the relevancy to that is that they get to narrate themselves instead of having other people narrate for them. So being in like a society or a place where people always get to choose your image for you and narrate over top of you, I think that's really important to know that it's okay to speak for yourself. All the paintings that I've done thus far are people that I have interviewed and have gathered their narrative and their stories.
So in interviewing these people and telling their stories, what is the message that you want to get out? You mentioned that sometimes, people's stories don't necessarily translate to other people. What is the message that you want to get out by telling these stories?
I want people to listen, take the time to listen to these women because they take the time to they give so much of themselves to the world around them that I feel like it's time for other people to sit and listen to them. So I just want people to sit and listen.
So what do you want to do with your art once you graduate? Do you have a specific goal that you want to continue perhaps what you're doing now? Do you want to expand your art? What do you want to do when once you graduate?
I would like to continue. I would like to be a community-based artist that makes accessible art to people. So what that means is that I want to create art that's easy for anyone to view, easy for anyone to access. That way people, so my message isn't so far from what I'm trying to say or far from the people that I want to reach.
So how has our quarantine and our stay-at-home orders of the last few months, how has that changed how you get your artwork out? Because this year, the Emerging Artists is a virtual exhibition, but how has it changed how you get your art out to people?
It's just mostly me being more active on social media because before, quarantine. I wasn't really active on any social media platforms, but after being inside for a couple of months, I realized that I needed to continue my art practice and I needed to get it out to people somehow.
And so we've all become proficient on Zoom and everything else that we've had to do over the last few months. As a young artist, what kind of advice would you give to other young artists who are trying to find their way and get a foothold and have their work noticed? Do you have any tricks or suggestions, or how would you advise a young artist on really how to get into the business?
I don't think there are any tricks. I think all you need to do is be as genuine of a person as you can be, but also work hard and also realize there are going to be times that you're working by yourself, probably in your studio or in your bedroom, and it's going to seem like, it's not going to pay off, but eventually it pays off.
Nytaya, you have done just a great job. And as I say, 20 artists were part of this exhibition and you were voted the top artist. So congratulations on that. Thank you so much for your time and best of luck in your career.
Thank you.